point underway. OpTic Gaming taking on Splyce. This is going to be an absolute slobber-knopper. Tell everybody in the world what's going on right now, because this, Dave, this is prime time Halo, baby.
And you know who I want to kick it off with? I want to see Renegade's point of view. He was talking a big game at the start of this one. Let's see if he can back it up.
All right, then, kicking things off with his POV, indeed, taking top middle control, making sure no one else is there. Kill feed initially, the first kills, they're going to go into the hands of Splyce, but they at least answer back. Eco with the first camo of this game. Remember, OpTic Gaming, they are so proficient at controlling power weapons and power-ups, so you got to keep control, keep them out of the hands of the green wall if you want to stand any chance of destroying them and taking this game number one. Like the kind of passive player for a bit, make sure you're just backing off, leaving this one, protecting your teammates. But my word, Dave, this is going to be a quick cap if OpTic can't answer back.
Such a good move right there from Shotzzy. Shotzzy met with one player over on car side of his base, so he fought that. They drops the flag and then goes towards his attic. The reason why that's so pivotal is a player coming to the base is going to try to stop that flag recovery / flag grab immediately. And so what Shotzzy did is just got that slight little edge and got the first shot in the player, which is a guaranteed kill at this level of play.
Well, that's a good start then. Splyce, they go 1-0 up in just a few minutes. Perfect comes out from Shotzzy, eyeing up people down below, but he's getting pushed hard. You can see the hit markers coming. He's being tanked up. Eco comes in. That's going to be a double kill from him. So proficient teamwork working hand in hand. But they've got Royal 2 in the base. They've also got someone coming out of the car side bubble as well. So they're kind of working in contention here. But it's OpTic who are on the defensive. They've rallied back. They need to push out and push out now. Look at Stella. He just comes swooping into car.
That is so surprising, though. We saw OpTic pick up 2 kills right there, and Renegade answers the call and gets 2 of his own. Generally, when we see OpTic get numbers like that, you see them push across the map. They use that numbers advantage so well and try to pick off the rest of the players before they get their respawning reinforcements.
Well, it's all going to quieten down for just a second. Remember that these two teams, they're going to be very, very evenly matched, and nobody wants to make any silly mistakes. Snakebite waiting for the call out. He sees the grenade come forward. The push is there, but the bullets have already done the damage. No shields gets the kill as well, so a nice grenade from him finds its target, but bullets are coming in from top mid. He knows that Splyce at the top middle control. He's looking for Royal 2, but it's going to be Royal 2 indeed. His POV, he grabs the double, secures that kill. As Renegade comes flying around the corner, he will be in trouble, so he just needs to move out of the way of this one. Lethal also coming in, picking up that fresh camo, Dave, and making it into the base.
And just a classic bait and switch right there. Royal 2 and Lethal both pushing into the Splyce base. As soon as Royal 2 was down a shot or two, he ran over towards the attic side, and Lethal was right there for the backup.
Bullets coming down now. Lethal still here with the camo, just utilizing it to its maximum survivability. But speaking of survivability, that won't be too long. Flag going to be on the move now from OG. They get it bottom mid, but it's a kill box down there. They've actually managed it to get it to top mid. Excuse me, he throws it up. Eco's looking for the return. All the bodies are going to be jumping on top of it. But it's Eco who will get the return for this one, and back into still this 1-0 advantage. Stick comes onto Snakebite. Eco says thank you very much. He challenges that one. 2 more kills in the kill feed. Make that 3 reversal medal as well. 3 members of OpTic Gaming, Dave. They are dead. They're in the respawn screen.
And that is a tough position to be in. You want to be on the board as much as you can, especially when Splyce are moving their second flag across the map. How are we seeing a team dominate OpTic in this fashion, especially up 2-0? By the way, this is still game number 1 here in the grand finals. Triple kill for Shotzzy as I cut my own stuff off. Give it to him. He does not get the official overkill, but that is an unofficial team wipe there from Shotzzy onto the OpTic Gaming crew.
Incredible stuff. So all 4 dead for all but a second. OpTic down 2-0. Splyce, they are coming out of the door swinging right here. This is a great show of performance from these 4 young men down the barrel of the gun. 1 person over in that bubble. That's going to be 2 players pushing up. Renegade in the kill feed. He's got 2, so that's a double. They now have the numbers advantage. A 2 versus 4 scenario. And look at this, Dave. Look at how much just Splyce spreads across the map.
Yeah, it just seems so effortless from them. It seems like someone like Eco can just push across this bottom center vulnerable position, and he's safe still because all these members of OpTic are trapped in their base. Keep in mind, your positioning depending on how good it is relative to your opponent's position. So bottom center, when teams are all stuck in their base, is not so bad. Bottom center, when the opposing team has players at Pink and Car, is a terrible spot to be.
The pressure really getting to OpTic Gaming now. They are on the back foot. The flag will be on the move once again. They're going to take it straight down bottom mid. The defense comes in from Renegade. He'll sit here inside OpTic's base, just pinging them from the back, looking down to see if any more come through the car spawn. Royal 2's there, gives in the back whack, easy kill. One player below him, you can see him on the radar. I think he's dead as well. Shotzzy getting his shields back, more than likely going to jump this up. 1-2, thank you very much. This should be ground pound town, back of the net. 3-0, Splyce. They take game number 1. GG. Incredible, incredible stuff.
He talked the talk and he walked the walk right there. Renegade just running circles around some of these OpTic members. One thing that was just so surprising to me is OpTic is usually at top of their awareness. They usually don't get caught off guard with a back smack or someone who's slipping by. They're always watching every corner, knowing where players are at, kind of having that sixth sense awareness. But right there, Renegade in so many instances was able to slip by, get up in the attic, and get kills.
So let's take a look at the kill feeds and the post Carnage report. 6 and 12 coming out. Snakebite, Frosty as well, 6 and 14. See, this is the thing, Dave. When OpTic are losing, these are the kind of statistics that we always see. It's like the main slayers. Frosty, for example, just get shut down time and time again. And this is exactly what Splyce did to them back in Atlanta when they took down OpTic. They just kept the pressure so much applied to the main head of OpTic Gaming. When you're seeing Frosty go negative like that, it's a sign of weakness. But it's a sign of weakness that Splyce can quite easily capitalize on.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other part that's just kind of hitting with me right now is I noticed that this Splyce roster might be one of the most talented rosters we've seen as far as individual pound-for-pound pistol power. We've seen OpTic before. I would argue every other time that we've seen OpTic go up into matchup, if you say, hey, 1v1, each of these individual players, what team has the better 1v1 players as far as individual fights go? And I would say OpTic usually takes that across the board. This roster, however, I'm seeing the likes of Renegade, Shotzzy, Stellar, and when I think of that 1v1 power, I don't know if Lethal and some of these other players are completely up to that level. I feel like the difference in some of these 1v1 fights is winning 5 to 10% more of your battles.
See, I was stunned when they initially said they were going to be dropping Shooter, because I thought Shooter was such a massive part of this roster, and I mean, he's an amazing player, but more importantly, an amazing team leader. Honestly now, I mean, you can't say one person dropping them or 2 people does the damage, but it's such a different roster now. It's just become so hyper-aggressive and so coordinated. But game number 2 is underway. We'll talk about that a little bit later on, because once again, Renegade himself doing Renegade things. Camo in hand, easy kill from him. Spots 2 members of OpTic Gaming. Snakebite says hi. He welcomes him, welcome wagon to the party, kills him easily, and now all of a sudden OpTic, they're going to be spawning bunker side.
Once again, a straight up 1v1 fight that Renegade kills. Clearly we know that he had camo there. He may have gotten that very first shot since he got that camo hit first. However, whole point being is almost every one of these 1v1s I've seen, it just seems like these members of Splyce are coming ahead.
Eco's going to jump out onto the pipeworks. If he dies, the sniper will fall off as well, so it's a nice place to be. If you do have a power weapon, you don't transfer it into the hands of OpTic Gaming, because someone like Frosty, Royal 2, they're going to rip your face off. Absolutely no question. Looking for another player. They're up here. Oh, they meet one another, but the backwhacks do miss. He's going to chase this one down. Frosty will drop down into Tower 1. He'll be getting that call out now, saying, okay, we need to be careful, boys. Frosty's creeping around. Let's just be aware of this one. They're putting the feelers out with the grenades. One-on-one battle. Doesn't get it. Gives him the back whack. Frosty jukes him out, stays alive, and gets the kill, Dave.
Yeah, Frosty, Royal 2, and Lethal getting their own individual kills and bringing their team back in this game. They went from a 5-kill lead for Splyce, now just down to a 1-kill lead.
You see, what scares me most about this is, you're watching this one now. Shotzzy has no fear to push that. If that was me, I'd be like, why bother pushing into bunker? He's inside there. He has the height advantage on me. He has the ground advantage on me. But Shotzzy has absolutely zero fear whatsoever about entering that engagement.
Zero fear, but I like the idea of clearing that player out. You have to have players who know that they can be aggressive, push into spots, and take out those flankers as fast as possible. And that's what players like Shotzzy are so effective at.
10 minutes on the clock, and we're all drawn up. Make that OpTic Gaming going to the advantage. Taking a look at this next camo now. Thank you very much, observers in the back. It will drop down, and OpTic, they're just flooding onto it. Can he get away with his life? Yes, he does. Oh my word. And he gets the stick as well. Incredible stuff there from OpTic to capitalize on that one and pick up the power up.
Frosty's like, I got a little beanie of myself. You know, for myself, might as well give you a little one to go on top of your head.
Hey, going for another one, fancies some more. The challenge comes through. You can see the scatter shot spins around on a pinhead. He's got someone challenging down white. Just making sure he tries to hide around the pipes. Can he turn two? Grenade goes down. He's looking for it. Doesn't actually get it, but it doesn't matter because his teammates there. Snakebite comes through, but look at the radar, Dave. He's got all of his teammates playing around him.
Yeah, all his teammates swarming around, but one thing that kind of goes along with that is I want you to pay attention during some of these individual fights that OpTic will get in, is they will get a person to run around the corner, they'll lay down those shots, yet that player from OpTic will just still sit and watch that one angle. They have so much trust in their teammates that they're going to flank around before the teammate gets their shields back, or what will happen is that player jumps out and challenges. So right there when Frosty went over towards Whitehall, you notice how he wasn't dancing back and forth trying to get that pick. He just stayed on the one side.
Shotzi will clear out. The players moving and trying to traverse around that sniper platform. Goes for the one-on-one engagement with Frosty. They both thrust. Who's going to get the kill? Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Jesus, he just banks it off the pipe. He doesn't stay alive in the end, but to be able to just pull himself back up like that, incredible stuff. But now, OpTic Gaming, they got themselves a weapon. They have themselves a weapon. The player just death from above. Lethal! What's going on here? Turns two. What a beast. That's what they kind of need. Them kind of kills are going to bring them back into the game. And Frosty, he's all over that. He said, okay, we know the sniper rifle's there. Let's grab it. Let's get some groundwork and move our way back.
Lethal hearing me calling him out earlier saying, what are you talking about individual skill? I'm still one of the best players in this game, and watch me turn on these two.
Incredible, incredible work. Quieting down for all of a second, because they do need to get the setup here.
Can we just talk about that ridiculous Frosty angle, though? Like, you know he's practiced that before and hit that so many times in scrims. Just that player who peeks out from tower in that one angle and gets picked off.
If a man's going to ruin the party, though, here it is. Takes out Lethal, breaks the setup completely, Dave. He's got sniper and he's got camo. He's just making sure OpTic, they're nowhere around here. More importantly, while he's watching all of this area, he's going to be clearing it out, but more importantly, calling it out. So now he knows where they're going to be spawning. They're going to be spawning over bunker side, exactly like that. Looking for this second kill. Just hiding around in the engine. His teammates there as well. You can see him on underpass. So the call out should come through. You should see a little kill in the kill feed.
Oh my God.
Good morning, Snakebite, and welcome to the party, my friends. Slides in, gets his face completely decimated.
You saw how Snakebite was playing around that too. He did that thrust slide around the corner just to make sure that his body was not at, like his head was not just at the normal level you'd expect someone around the corner at. And Renegade just having that fine tuning of his right stick, just lowering that just oh so slightly to hit that headshot.
How does he just crack his skull like that? That's insane. That's absolutely insane. Now Splyce, they're starting to really get a footing on this map. 39 to 33. The kills are just racking up left, right, and center. Easy second kill. The triple's over by the satellite dish. And all of a sudden, well, Shotzi's there to clear house, but that scoreline, Dave, it's just jumped up tremendously.
Yeah, one thing that's just so scary about this roster is they find out where that last one or two members of OpTic are, and they are very confident. These members of Splyce are very confident just to send that one player over to clear it out, as you notice how Shotzi got that last kill over on the elbow.
We'll just kind of play this one out, see where players are actually going to be moving through. Everything will quieten back. They're doing the push through white. The sniper rifle has dropped and they're looking for more. Renegade's going to be chilling down below, trying to stay alive, but the grenade should clear him out. There were 2 or 3 grenades there. He didn't actually drop from that one, Dave, which is interesting, really.
Such a smart move from Lethal right there, too. He realized that he was not going to be able to get that finish on the kill, so he decides to stop wasting his time looking over there and decides to focus his attention elsewhere. Even though Lethal got taken out shortly after that, his head was in the exact right space. I truly think Lethal is the smartest player on this OpTic roster as far as his Halo awareness and positioning.
I mean, a few people always mention his statistics and not necessarily being at the top compared to some of the rest of his teammates, but when you look at his assist and when you look at what he's actually doing to enable OpTic to play the way they are, Splyce does catch 2 more on the stairwell, 48 to 40. They only need 2 more, Dave. There's 5 minutes remaining on the clock. This, to me, looks like that's going to be all she wrote for game 2.
Yeah.
Renegade himself knows this one's over. He's just looking for a fist appeal.
Yeah, he's even just sliding straight out there, just trying to get some sort of stylish no-scope. And look at that. He sees Lethal, and he doesn't even care. He's going to jump out and challenge.
Bye-bye. Another one, another game, another day. Renegade with the sniper rifle, Splyce with the map. Game 2 will land in their hands. What an epic performance from this young roster, Dave.
What I think some people at home should do after this tournament is go back and look at the reactions of players and teams after they take a game off of OpTic. How they are super hyped, standing up, slapping hands. They're treating it as if they won the championship just by taking a game off OpTic. However, when you see Splyce, they're now up 2-0 in the series, and it just doesn't seem like anything. They're just fist bump, they're saying, yep, business as usual.
So confident in the shot, so confident in the game. One thing I think we should definitely do when we come to the next game, the next map, excuse me, we should definitely be having some sort of OpTic game listening, because I want to hear what the communication's like over there. I'm not singling out individuals here, but it's just so weird. Again, seeing Frosty go negative. I know it's only -4, Dave, but it's very rare you see him go negative. It's such a surprise when it happens.
Yeah, I can understand that. I almost wonder too if when teams are practicing for these events, if they start to single out certain members, that they realize, hey, the biggest trouble we have is when we're getting outslayed. And guess who's putting up the most slays? Frosty. So maybe they try to shut him down, and that doesn't fully negate all the slaying power that OpTic has. However, it is a pivotal piece of their strategy.
He's a big piece of the puzzle. Let's see how this one goes for game 3. It's going to be strongholds on Empire. Remember, tweet the stream, use the hashtag HaloWC. You will be entered to win an Xbox One X. Strongholds Empire for game 3, of course, we do have that OS. It's such a pivotal point in the game. If you can grab these power-ups, but that OS can do so much damage there, because the times we'll see someone grab an OS and all of a sudden just kind of flood down into the pit area to really make a big push on it. And we know how different and how, what? He just...
That was a crazy escape there from Frosty. I'm still paying attention to the vent feed to see if he picks something off, but he is still just running and actually capping this pit. Running for his life as he has this camo mode engaged.
We'll see how this one does turn out. I'd love to definitely get that listening in the back. We'll get that tuned up for you guys so we can hear the communication on the side of OpTic. They have the initial points. They'll keep them ticking along. Frosty's just walking around with this camo. Absolutely no bother for him.
And his spidey sense kicking in. Either he heard a footstep over in that position, heard a call out, or just knew. He's just like, it's too good to be true. There's no way there's not a Splyce member rotating on over towards red base. All
right, Dave, we've got that listening, tuned in, locked in the back. So let's dive on into the communication with OpTic Gaming and hear how things are going over on the side of the green wall.
Secured. Two pushing me outside.
Yeah, Matt's not with you guys.
Yeah,
Matt's not with you guys.
Two outside.
I killed one.
There's another one.
There's another one, bro.
Yeah, could be sneaky.
Blue fan,
Yeah, outside.
And outside red. Outside red, guys. Outside red.
Blue fan.
What's right curve? Right flat. Red flat right curve. Right top, two tower.
I'll see him.
Push right, two dead up, two red. From blue, in pit. One turbine.
In pit, one outside red. He's blue sneaky, stellar.
Rad's getting red. Help Rad at red.
Coming up
Red spinners. I'm going red, guys.
Outside red spinners. Eco.
Dude, take your time, get our kills here. Absolutely. Dude, blue.
Outside red. They're gonna go pit.
Red BR. Pit by himself. Alright, they're gonna... Weak red BR.
Stuck on something. I got
Harder down, guys. Harder down.
Let's contesting.
Going for red, red. Just get our kills. Get kills. Blue weak.
I'm looking blue BR mask.
Red on me. Blue window. Blue window super weak.
Thanks, PJ. Blue on me. One shot black.
I got him.
What are we doing? Let's do 52, guys.
Blue weak on Matt. I'm looking Matt.
Let's focus over when we spawn. 52.
Banner.
Pushing out there. Weak out there?
Yeah, weak. Watch your turbine. I got one.
Oh, he's up. Red.
I'm getting red. You guys get red.
Camo's up now as well.
Tower is in tower.
They're gonna have camo.
Tower for camo. Watch out for me. Just got camo 43 and two top tower. One summit. Two top tower.
And as we come back in, we see Lethal with that fresh OS. But I tell you what, Dave, triple cap is in effect. And it looks like we may have a little bit of a potential issue. So we'll get that one fixed and we'll come and work our way back. But let's take a quick glance at what we're going down in that game, Dave, because it looked to me like they kind of, in the end, managed to rally themselves back. We saw them picking up the power-ups and such. But more importantly, when we look towards Splyce, that triple cap was doing quite a lot of damage.
Yeah, the triple cap was in full effect. The other bigger part to me when we went to that listen-in was I love that call out from Lethal, and a lot of people at home should take note. He just said, get kills, get kills. It was never, we have to hold this spot or hold this spot. When they had members on the map and when they were like on even footing, they were saying, yes, help Bradley over at red base. They're going to get pit. They start calling those sort of things. But as soon as they're down in numbers, the #1 focus they had is Splyce, because they have so much confidence in their potential as far as making sure they get strongholds when they need to. They know they're going to get those after they get the kills. But getting the kills is the toughest spot. It's the toughest part against this the Splyce squad.
I mean, it's not. Both of these rosters know how to play this game, and both of these rosters know how to play this map very well. If the first few minutes of that game is anything to go by, this is going to be a wild one, especially when we kind of look at how it was flipped on its head, and we will be going for a full restart. So this resets it back to even Stevens on this map. We kind of touch on that one a little bit because now they've had a chance to feel each other out. And it all comes down to who switches up. Do you kind of commit to what you know works best every single time, or do you have some kind of idea, all right, well, I think he's going to go here. I think they're going to change this up. So we'll see if we see a different start as we reload game number 3. Will we see OpTic coming out strong, or will Splyce this time capitalize, try and take an early lead, and maybe even find another triple cap?
Yeah, the toughest part is going to be that starting strategy, because we sure as hell are not going to see Frosty get that same start again where he's going to slip away with that camo and get towards pit. Yeah,
that was wild. I mean, I know camo's hard to see nowadays since it was patched recently, but being able to just slip away like that, sometimes you want to be, you want to be going for that play. You want to be killing him.
Well, a lot of it is the magnetism part. So what Frosty did is he just realized he has small opportunities. He jumps through as soon as he has full camo, and sometimes that's so tough to hit when you don't have that first person visible.
So we're taking a quick look at this bracket, and it showed you the road to the Orlando Open Grand Finals. Now, remember, this is, of course, a double elimination. OpTic have to win this first series in order to reset the bracket. That is the only way they can win this event. They have to beat Splyce twice, back to back. Beating them once is hard enough, Dave. Doing it twice, I mean, it's a hell of a task, but we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier on. I think if OpTic push them to a game 2, I think Splyce will crack.
Yeah, that second series, I think the doubt is going to set in. I think that was one of our criticisms before of the likes of Stellar and Eco. We were like, hey, they're always on this Liquid squad. They've always done well. However, it felt like every time they ran against this OpTic squad, they'd have some sort of mental block. It just felt like they couldn't get over that hump. And sometimes as soon as those doubts creep in, it does not bode well for that second series. And I feel like that would be the case if they go to that second series. But at this moment, right now, I know Stellar and Eco got to be feeling good.
Apologies about the delay once again, guys. We'll get this one underway as quickly as possible. But let me take this time to thank you all very much for tuning in this weekend. This event has been absolutely incredible. And this is just the start. We've got 5 more events to work our way through. The Columbus event that's coming for the North American Regional Finals is going to be just as hype. And then we move into Worlds, live from Seattle. $1 million on the line in Halo's hometown, in Halo's backyard. I can absolutely guarantee that all the fans will be coming out to watch that one. And of course, it's just, when you look at what's on the line for OpTic, they're creating this dynasty.
I'll say it right now, they've already cemented a dynasty with this roster here within Halo 5, without a doubt. I mean, what they've done at this stage in Halo's career is unprecedented. I mean, when you look at what I did with the Final Boss squad, like me, the Ogres, Strong Side / Saiyan, we had an amazing run. However, at the same time, too, a lot of competitive gaming was, especially console competitive gaming, was in its infancy. We didn't have as many teams that were as well-practiced, teams that had team houses, teams that were playing Halo strictly for a living nonstop right back then and there. Whereas now, there's so many top teams here that Halo is their #1 focus. They've had years and years where they're on the 6, where they've gotten to study other teams and study those films, study communication, study teamwork. All those parts are at their disposal. They have so many more resources than we had back in the day. The game has changed. It's on a whole nother level.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge, and we kind of look at how many teams are in contention for this. I mean, I just want to kind of touch on what we've seen this week. Envy. They knocked OpTic down to the loser bracket. Envy are looking absolutely tremendous. Renegades Renegades looked insane. I mean, there were a couple of rough games, don't get me wrong, but looking at that roster, it did so much better than what I was expecting. Reciprocity, I saw Mikwin tweeting that they're going to come back stronger, and he's been a champion before, he can do it again, and you know what? I believe the man.
Yeah, and for the first time, once again in Halo 5, we actually have multiple teams that I think are capable of winning this. We've started to see that peak a little bit more towards the end, you know, with like Splyce and Envy and whatnot. However, if you look back to the 2016 World Championship, was there anyone that really contested OpTic? I did not look at that as being a challenge whatsoever for OpTic. And now we're actually seeing OpTic come out from the elimination bracket and are down 2-0 in the grand finals.
All right then, guys, let's bring this hype back. People in the audience, let me hear you make some noise. Game 3 is back underway. Of course, this is a reset, and we'll see how things go down. Splyce versus OpTic Gaming. OpTic Gaming down 2-0. Eco Splyce down at the bottom of the screen. Platinum Rec Pack. Redeem that right now. Halo.gg. And it looks like OG are going to be getting the first OS.
That is a great start for them. And they also did not get control of Camo this time. However, Frosty was able to trade out that kill. I did not get to see exactly which member of Splyce picked up that Camo, but Frosty made sure it didn't matter because he sent him to the graveyard.
Initial stronghold comes through. Lethal challenge in this one. Easy kill from him. Of course, he's got that OS, so they can push in. Look for OpTic to be challenging this pit, but you can see on OpTic's kills, there are red X's all across the board, so he's got to be careful because they don't have the numbers now. Same goes for Splyce on the opposing side. They're going to be coming off the respawn, but it's eyes on the prize. Everyone looking towards Pit because Pit is such a pivotal game changer. What I do like here, Div, is the fact that they're allowing Pit to kind of go uncontested for now. They're actually going to move across to Splyce's base and cause them problems and then go for Pit afterwards.
Yeah, that's an interesting mindset. Rather than trying to fight for this neutral Pit, they realize, guess what? We can take blue base away from them, and that kind of works doubly against them. In certain points, if they fight for Pit, either OpTic's going to end away with 2 strongholds, and Splyce will still have their 1 over at red base. However, if OpTic just rotated over towards red base like they did, OpTic could end up with 2 strongholds regardless.
Several kills come down in the kill feed. That's going to be Splyce with the numbers advantage here. They're all going to bomb into Pit right now, and they will tank it up. There were several people in there inside the Pit, so points will go into the hands of Splyce for now, but Frosty's got other ideas. 2 members of OpTic, they drop into red. Shotzi comes in, gets the welcome message, and he gets put down. But look at that, as soon as OpTic take that stronghold, Dave, you've already got Splyce on the opposing side of the map, recapping.
And we've had such a long fight because look at the time on the clock right now. 2 minutes have elapsed, and there's only 12 points on the board. And that's crazy to think of how long they were fighting over Pit, how much they were positioning around each other, trying to see which team made the first mistake. Neither team wanted to fully commit to Pit right away, and that's why I was trying to reiterate why OpTic went over and tried just to steal the 1 base that Splyce had.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Total control in effect here for Splyce. Kills coming out, which is good. They're now managing to stop that bleeding for now and push them back. But Splyce, they still have the stronghold control, and they'll keep on ticking. Shotzi with the camo. Green gun in hand. 1-2, thank you. Easy kill on Lethal there. Just defending this. You hear the dink come up in the back. The little bell's ringing, so he knows someone else is here. He's going to chase this kill. Easy kill on Fans. Shotzi with the spree as well. Can he go for more? Of course he can. There's the perfect, and the double backs off for a second.
He wanted to challenge it so bad too, but that takes so much composure. He says, you know what? This isn't all about glory. He's going to back up and just take those shots. Right there, Lethal trying to go for that ninja, but Shotzi's had that tried against him too many times in matchmaking.
Look at this. He's actually he's moving the barrel in case anyone walks around that corner, then he can just shoot it and blow them up. He's set a little trap, which is... I mean, little nuances like that are what make this team so damn good. The green gun, we know it well, Dave. Noob combo, it's been there for many years, and right now, the green gun has been the green wall's problem. It's
been tough. I mean, every single time OpTic make 1 slight misstep, they're punished for it. Right there, Renegade gained that total control. Trip cap in effect for Splyce still. 50-3. I don't know what OpTic has to do to get back in this game. This is such a tough position.
Oh, he's actually going to get the stick. He's going to get the kill. Doesn't get the second one, so OpTic, they will cut down that triple cap for now. And it all comes down to Frosty. Green gun in hand. No shield on the opposing player. Does get it, but the grenades are coming in large. Look at that angle. We can see exactly how Frosty's going to take this one. 1, 2, 3 members of OpTic. They all throw their body. They stop the bleeding for now. But Splyce, they are an aggressive roster, and they are hungry for blood.
Yeah, got to give a shout out to our observers in the back. Infinity and Wonderboy are doing a great job on these observer POVs.
OS won't be burnt. I think it will go in the hands of someone from OpTic. I'm looking across the POVs. I don't actually see it right now.
There it is, right on Snakebite. So one thing I liked about OpTic in that situation is they had control of outside. However, they did not want to risk and have a lower shield person try to grab that overshield in case it ended up being a burn. So they waited till Snakebite was closer to full shield and knew it was safe, then grabbed the overshield. Some teams will also try to do that occasionally to try to offset the time of it, but in general, most of the teams are going to know too close when it's coming up, and you can't offset too often.
So OpTic playing with the defensive side for now. They're keeping these 2 strongholds. One-on-one engagement going down for Pit, but 2 members, they do throw themselves in there. And this is so confident from Splyce to be able to think, yeah, not a problem whatsoever, boys. We got this. Let's just go get Pit. Stella comes in with the cleanup. That's a double kill from him, and now he's looking onwards in front of him. Red Dot comes flying around the corner on the radar. See you later, my friend. Easy kill, and so much team shot into that player, Dave.
And we're also seeing a little bit of OpTic panic right there. That player who slid around the corner and Stella was able to pick him off. Remember when we went to comms earlier before the reset, where you heard Lethal saying, get kills, get kills. He also said, let them have Pit. They got Pit. Right there, that was quite an odd challenge. It felt like a one-on-one challenge right there from an OpTic member, and that's really quite rare to see from them. They're usually well composed. They know when to give up an objective and know when to push in together.
Splyce, they double OpTic Gaming's time here in game number 3, and honestly, this is wild scenes right now, but OpTic Gaming, they have answered back. They can stop this one and start to put time on the clock themselves as they take control of Pit. One-on-one battle here going for Camo. Make it, what? He wins that? And he
No, Frosty won that one, and he did almost take out that second player, it looked like, but nice burn once again from Renegade. Obviously, he was trying to stay alive there and buy some time, but OpTic and both these squads on top of the power-ups get stuck, loses all of that overshield, but the damage has been done as Shotzi gets a double kill and contests Pit.
Falls into Pit weak, and he's easily cleaned up. That was definitely an easy kill from them. Tej looking across. That's going to be Lethal's POV. We move back to Renegade and the rest of Splyce. Stella's in there as well, so 2 bodies here in Pit. They get the transfer, and they're looking for more. Checking all these shortcut angles. OpTic, they know they have to come from fan side. Green gun, though, from T3 does its job. They clear him out, and they go for Pit once again.
One thing I really liked about Renegade in that situation, even though he got taken out instantly, you notice how he first started off fighting that player in the Pit, and then instantly looked up towards security. Even though he had shots to the player in Pit, he decided he wanted to take care of the threat that was above, the one that had the height advantage. Even, like I said, even though he's taken out, great mindset to have.
It's insane now when we look at OpTic's POV, Dave, to take control of that Pit area, they have to send 3 men in at a time. But when they do that, all of a sudden, we look to Splyce's POV, and they have so many kills. It's happened again. OpTic have committed 3 members to getting the Pit, and all of a sudden, Splyce has said, thank you very much. Did he get the reset? Oh my God,
That's a huge reset, but it also didn't feel like it was a well-constructed push. Like you talked about before, it just felt like a couple members kind of flew out of nowhere, desperately trying to stop that Pit last second, where when we've seen Splyce taking Pit or controlling Pit, it feels like they're kind of on the outskirts, pushing in when they know they should.
OpTic getting themselves back in this one, getting a foothold on the map, looking for this total control, but Pit is in contention. Renegade pokes out, he gets a grenade. 2 plots again, and now they can collapse onto Pit. What do they do after this, though, Dave? Now they've got the outside bases. Where do you go from here?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta try to get Pit. In general, you want to try to get those side bases as a slight distraction so you can draw 1 or 2 members of the opposing team into red or blue. Once you do that, you can eventually take over Pit and get the slays. However, in that situation, it's quite odd how OpTic seemingly panicked, like they went and got red, and then Frosty charged a little too early in the Pit.
Speaking of panic stations, triple cap, total control here in effect for OpTic Gaming. Green gun does its job. Holy, did he give the stop? They actually managed to get the stop on there, so OpTic, they continue the time. What a time to clutch up on that kill.
And those kills slash swings are some of the biggest kills you can get here on Empire Strongholds. That pit reset is going to take OpTic 2 or 3 more slays plus 2 or so bodies inside that stronghold to get control of it, or I should say Splyce to get control of it.
The time will keep ticking and the kills will keep coming. There's a double, looking for the triple, goes flying above his head, needs to spin around on a pinhead, gets the call out to keep the defense on this one. The time clicks over, that's going to be 99, make that 100. OpTic Gaming answer back in game number 3. They stick a point on the series, but Splyce didn't make it easy, Dave, whatsoever. That was a hard-fought win.
No, I'm even looking at the stats here on the Prowler, and it showed that Splyce had 78 kills to OpTic's 71. So OpTic being outslayed and still winning that objective game.
Shotzzy man of the hour, 27 kills to a mere 19 deaths.
Assist column, though. Did you see that assist column?
Yeah, look at that.
What amount? What do we got? We got 55 assists there for OpTic Gaming. That is unheard of.
That's insane. That's absolutely insane. That's what you kind of need when you're looking at a team captain like Snakebite, to kind of step up to that plate, get a lot of assists like that, and kind of being the one who's calling the shots, working with the players, working with the team. But when you look at Shotzzy's, just his raw slaying power, this man's natural talent is insane. It's actually insane. There's no better word to put into it, but it also comes down natural talent, insane raw talent, but time put in. You can guarantee this young man is going to be at home in custom games on every single map, finding every single jump, finding every nook and cranny that he can get himself into. What you put into Halo 5, Dave, is what you get out of it.
Yeah, and I bet you can say the same for most of these Splyce members, where they've had to shift rosters from time to time. They've had some uncertainty of how is their teammates going to help them? How are they going to get out of the situation? They've had to just dig themselves out of those situations. Like, all right, well, guess what? If I'm going to be stuck in this situation where I'm down a shot or two, I'm going to learn how to maneuver myself around this geometry, get these shots, and get the advantage and get the kill. And we've seen it a few different times where we've seen some ridiculous outplays from the likes of Shotzzy and Renegade.
Collie CTF, game number 4. Let's get this bad boy underway. Royal 2's POV to start the game. 2-1 current scoreline here for Splyce in the grand finals of the Orlando Open. Looking for more players as the one just pokes up on the silver side. No power weapons in play at the moment. Both sniper and rockets are being left, Dave. And that's kind of what we see, the respect that comes out of these players. It's like, okay, we'll get the numbers first, then we'll look to press the advantage on the power weapon.
Yep, you have to get the kills first before you grab the power weapon. Right there is the exact example of why. You notice how Renegade grabbed that rocket, and even though he could have gotten a shot off, he didn't have anywhere to hit that rocket on. He could have possibly wasted it or tried to go for a body shot, but that is such a low percentage chance of hitting.
A couple of missed whiffed shots there, unfortunately, for Royal 2, but don't worry, Lethal's got his back. Snake back there as well. Frosty with the sniper rifle. Now they can move this towards them, but they've got to get in and clear this space first. You got one hiding on the platform, tags up one. He gets pushed back. They're going to be on the elbow. They're also going to be on the bridge, so he has to be careful. Royal 2's going to be calling for some help. Frosty absolutely zero fear here, but the spawning inside the cave.
I was just about to say, he saw teammates over on Rocket side. He saw teammates under the base on Red side. He knew that the spawns were going to be on back flag or over at cave. Cave was still an open option, and he was aware of it.
A little bit of a quiet period for a moment. Eco tries to stay alive. He is forced back into the cave, but that's where they're going to be. They do come off the respawn. 2 members of Splyce fall. Stella getting super aggressive in here. He's going to get a pull.
I don't like that.
No? Why?
No, not at all. Right there, Stellar just gave away his position. He had a perfect flank behind the OpTic Gaming roster. He had left his teammates out to dry for the last, 10, 20 seconds. And because of that, he had a nice flank. When he grabbed that flag without getting any damage or any kills, he just gave up a free death.
Lethal picking up a double. One comes flying through the air. That's a triple. Killing spree to boot as well. They know there's only one member of Splyce on the map currently. Oh my God!
No way!
Oh my God, it's rocket time. They're all coming through. Stella with a double gets the pull as well.
How did he do that? How did OpTic let him fly through that front window in that situation? Stellar was one of the last ones alive.
They did it. They actually got the stop and they got a pull as well. This is a full counter cap. You can't let this happen. That's insane. One man and 2 rockets did this. If they get that cap, that is mental.
Yeah, we have seen OpTic so many times throughout all of Halo 5 where they get 2 or 3 dead, they have the flag moved across the map, and they know how to cut off that last member. They do not slip up in those situations. And right there, they slipped up. Splyce takes advantage of it and gets the counter cap.
What an absolute beast mode play.
Such a risky play, too. Think about this. Stellar had rockets. He could have maybe backed down, stayed safe, waited for his teammates to spawn, just gotten some kills and let that flag go, but he was feeling it.
I can't get over it. That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. Lethal gets the triple. You think, yeah, that's GG. That's an easy kill, but 1 man and 2 rockets can do so much. Renegade's running a second. He's just checking his corners. He's left the flag there, calling for some support. Here comes the cleanup crew. 2-0 will be the scoreline so far.
And I love Renegade taking his time there. Even though he was so close to capping that flag as base, he tossed it down and just turns to see if he can shoot any members of OpTic. He wants to lay down his damage. He realizes once the flag is back at his base, the only way they're not going to get it is if they somehow get collapsed on, get killed, and Renegade wants to mitigate that possibility.
Snakebite just wasting this ammo for now, making sure that if he dies, no members of Splyce will be able to utilize it against OpTic. He does drop. Let's take a look at these kills right now. 40 to OpTic's 30, so Splyce heavily outslain by 10. Rockets will pop. That's going to be Frosty trying to get away with his life. He doesn't, but he at least manages to throw them to the waiting hands of Snakebite. Now he can rotate. Oh, as soon as I say that. Curse of the Caster grenade just smacks him in the face. Shotzi goes for the desperation on the rockets, but he's got support from that cave side, Dave.
Yeah, and those rockets aren't looking too good right now. Everyone who has touched them has died. Now, I brought this up a couple times in broadcast before, but I'm a firm believer that sometimes weapons can get cursed. I'm not sure if this is in the Halo code or not. However, I have seen in the past where like 5 or 7 people have died back to back to back, touching that power weapon, and you're not going to convince me otherwise, Sims. It was cursed.
Do you think that also kind of works on the back of people just desperating for them?
In some situations, you feel, I don't know, you've been kind of reinforced where you get a kill on a power weapon person and you just walk over and pick that up. It's the natural progression. It's like, oh, they didn't fire off that rocket. I can grab a loaded rocket, especially in Halo 5, where rockets are guaranteed to always be loaded here with just the 1 clip.
Okay, both flags on the move. Then let's see how this one pans out. We're actually going to see a return coming from OpTic Gaming. They're still moving on the opposing side. In fact, no way not. That gets shut down instantly, so both teams return their flags to the home base. 6 minutes 45 remaining on the clock. Still plenty of time. We saw it yesterday with OpTic Gaming. They came down from 2-0 to win this map, win this game type 3-2. There's still plenty of power in that OpTic roster. You can't count them out just yet. But you've got to get a hold of this man right now. He is feeling it up on snipe side, just absolutely battering people from above. And more importantly, he's kind of keeping them focused on him, Dave. So OpTic, the rest of Splyce can just play around him.
Yeah, it's such a strong position being over towards that top snipe, especially when we have the likes of Renegade standing up there just laying down those shots. You'll notice how he doesn't even back down until he's absolute no shield. There's so many times where he does not want to give OpTic an inch of ground where they can move on over and surprise him at a straight up close range 1v1 over on snipe side.
Chilling for a second. Shotzi in the maze, sniper rifle's up, so gonna feel this one out. If you go for that sniper rifle, you are going to die. Royal 2 with a double in the kill feed. Don't let it happen, don't get no scope, not a problem whatsoever. He's gonna pick up the sniper rifle, now he can do some damage, looking straight over the side, going for the mid-air snipe. Doesn't tag! Oh my sweet good mother of God! Speaking of no scope, picks up a second, drills him in the back of the skull. Snakebite down as well, looking for more, but it gets a little bit overzealous.
And I don't even think it was that bad of a challenge going towards that front bridge. It was just such great team shot there from the OpTic members. I do not blame Shotzi at all for at least taking a peek over on that flag side.
Double kill here from Frosty. Spots another one coming straight off the balcony respawn. They'll move through, but the flag once again is out and it's on the move. Oh my God, they've made it all the way across. I think they've actually thrown it up as well. It could be on the platform. It is, it's there.
Frosty
it's ready to just be pulled in.
Yeah, that's so rare. We rarely ever see these members of OpTic get juked, and there's a triple kill. We already got Frosty down earlier. This could be the overkill. Eco barely missing it, but guess what? It doesn't matter. Renegade has this flag back in his base, puts in the 3rd flag. Splyce up 3-1 in this Winners Grand Finals.
Incredible scenes. What an unbelievable performance coming out of Splyce. They are now one map away from winning the first event of the Halo World Championship 2018 live here in the Orange County Convention Center at MLG Orlando. This event so far has been absolutely incredible. It's the start of beautiful things to come as we are on the road to Seattle. But Dave, look at that post-Carnage report, baby.
Now, when I tell you a team wins 3-0 on a flag game, you probably expect them to outslay. Wouldn't you, Sims?
You'd expect that.
You'd expect it. However, Splyce got outslayed by 6 kills during that 3-0 victory. I don't know how that happens. OpTic, they're always such a strong slaying machine. They're always so objective efficient. Yet, they're getting beat on all fronts here. The times where they're getting outslayed, they're getting beat, it feels like, outside of that Stronghold game. The times right there where they finally get the outslays. Splyce somehow gets 3 caps. They seem to get those right moves at the right times.
So this is the question then. Has OpTic been broken? Are they too battered to pull this back? Because now they have they've got to win every single game to stay in this. They have to win every single map back to back to back in order to force a second best of 7. Splyce, however, all they have to do, I've just seen what map it is as well. It's Regret Team Slayer, which I still always remember back to the CLG matchup against Evil Geniuses. Lethal still regrets this one today.
X Games gold medal.
Exactly. Will they be regretting it now? This potentially could be the final map of the evening and of this event. Come on, audience, make some noise. You're live on Twitch, you're live on Mixer. Everybody wants to hear the crowd go hype. It's OpTic Gaming versus Splyce. OpTic, they are staring down the barrel of full elimination. Splyce, they're looking at the trophy, they're looking at the check. They only need one more map.
Yeah, OpTic has no more room for error. They're usually a squad that can be pretty calm. They're allowed to drop a game or two here and there. However, that has to be incredibly frustrating, outslaying there in Coliseum and still getting beaten.
Initial OS with OpTic. Dadby just checking out, bit of bodyguard over here on the rampart, making sure nobody can flood through. They're locking down top mid, more importantly. You can see a fair few kills have come from that area. When Splyce have tried to advance upwards, they pretty much just got slapped, and here we go, same thing again. So Snakebite will call that one out. That should be a kill. There it is. Frosty answers back as he's hiding around Plasma Caster area. This should also be an easy kill. Jukes in, still doesn't lose his OS. He's got a tiny scrape of it left. But look at the scoreline. 6 kill advantage already here for OpTic, and now they're starting to really put the pain on. 10-5, 11 minutes remaining. This is kind of what we wanted to see. A nice, good start from OpTic. Give themselves a bit of confidence, Dave.
Yeah, it's about the best start OpTic can ask for. I mean, getting a 5 or 6-0 lead along with that first overshield, it's about as good as it's going to get. OpTic cannot afford to lose this game for multiple reasons.
So we'll stick on with Splyce for a little bit. They are down by 6. See if they can bring themselves. Oh my God, he actually, oh my, no way. Somehow survives that. Just ducking, diving, weaving and everything, no shields, to still shoot directly through the grass and pick up a double. I mean, talk about going down without a 5. Banks a grenade off the side as well. Shotzi, a little animal. How is he staying alive and doing this? This is madness.
OpTic had the start that they needed, and they just blew it so far. I wouldn't say blew it, but however, these members of Splyce are just playing out of their minds. Renegade doing everything it can, gain that double kill, gain damage on a third person. You saw Shotzi right there win a straight up one-on-one. Picking off Royal 2. You never see teams pick off members of OpTic like this. It feels like they're a bit disorganized right now.
PJ down bottom mid, he will get this OS, but you know what, guys? We're going to flip it all over to Splyce's POV because we do have a listening with these young, talented men. So let's dive on in and hear how the communication's going over with Splyce.
Red, top left. We'll dirty top left. Red. Underneath, you got him watch out. He's underneath the trap up. Nice, good shit, B. Let's go car right away. Go.
By yourself, Bridge.
Yo, I'll put car in the open.
Top the wall, roll, one shot. Front blue, weak on you, somewhere. Nice,
top car. In the blue car after this.
Kill me, top car. He's one shot top car. Two guys blue car.
Watch out behind you, needles. I'm dead, bro, I'm dead. One's blue window.
Alright, what are we doing?
Going blue, pink cat. Two blue, Braden. One with pink cat by himself.
Just farm bottom middle.
He's completely by himself.
Red
He's in the window.
Red bridge weak, kinda. Nice, good shot.
One.
Yo,
blue car right now, top car.
Gotta find Snakebite if we can.
I'm with you, behind you, Don.
Top car right now. Hey, you guys here. I'm back.
Snakebite's weak.
Or two? Yeah. It was. One's in needles.
Needles, I know.
Yo, forward, easy go.
I can look.
You look one of them.
Hey, he's on
Stickies,
oversold.
stickies.
I shot him once. There's a guy on me blue plat.
Stay alive,
He's
Brandon.
looking at me. He's weak. One shot.
You're right car.
Top car weak. Don't let go, you don't. They're even spawning red. Push now. No.
It might have spawned blue, dude.
It's spawn blue.
Yeah, same fight's weak. Back left. He had a quick roll too. Behind me in needles.
Kill me, Pierre. He's already one shot Pierre, dude.
Watch our needles. In red needles.
Stay alive, Brandon.
Yeah, Red car now. One. Red car weak. You kill this quick.
Beat you, you know.
It's your car.
Native nip.
Dribble.
Top red wall. One shot blue. Red car, bro. Lethal. Fuck.
Top car weak, guys.
I had to drop.
Overshield 48, guys. 48.
As we come back in there, and even Stevens bang on the midway, 25-25. OpTic take the lead by 1, but it's a big difference from what we saw early game. Nice trade from Lethal there. At least takes out a player as he does fall. Royal 2 banking off with the caster. Doesn't get the kill, so he falls, and once again we are back into a tied situation.
Splyce sounded so calm during that listening as well. They just kept saying, hey, I'm gonna die here, or guess what are we doing next? It just felt so calm, and a lot of times, like I said, I feel like when we've seen OpTic lose in the past, it's been these teams riding this hype wave, this hype train, and they get control, and they're just rolling through that momentum. Right here, we've seen Splyce go up and down. They had a rough start. They were down by 5 kills. Even saw right there where they had a couple members down, and someone like Stellar would just stay alive under that base, buying time for his teammates to spawn to make sure they has the best odds when he's picking a fight.
Snakebite stays alive for quite some time, and he also bags a few kills to boot as well, so happy days for him. He's managed to put OpTic really back into this one. They do have a 3-kill lead, but that's getting close back. Stella out here on Rampart. Interesting that no one's actually given the call out here. If you're looking, they're all looking top mid. Why is no one looking at Stella? He's allowed to just kind of play around the area uncontested there for all but a second. He does finally die. OpTic still clawing kill for kill here, but there's a battle for top mid.
Yeah, players of OpTic didn't really have a great angle there over at red side car, especially when he drops out front there. They almost have to give him credit that he's either going to drop car 1 or he's going to go towards bomb center, and they don't have a great angle to finish it. So when he jumped up towards that car 3 on the front side, they really didn't have a great call out for that. One thing I always like to put myself into I like to put myself in those players' shoes and say, all right, if I'm trying to call out where this player's at and tell it to my teammates, do I have a concise call out for it? Will someone understand that quickly?
Only down by 2. Excuse me, make that 3 as another kill does come through. That's Frosty with the perfect onto Redegod himself. Just going to walk around on the curve for the second. 2 players. TJ McCauley for backup. Unfortunately, comes too late. He will fall. Still plenty of time. They just need to keep up this pace, keep up the kills. Because I tell you what, Splyce's motto, it's on the hunt, and that's exactly what they are right now. They are down by 4 though, so OpTic once again extending that lead, make that 5. And it really is Snakebite right now who's been that damaging powerhouse every single time, Dave. I think he's had maybe 3 OSs now.
Yeah, I mean, they clearly got that first one. I know they got one somewhere else in the mix there, but I don't know how OpTic have been doing such a good job getting control of these. It feels like so many different times Splyce have had the right flanks to finish off someone like Frosty, who's over on the opposite side of top middle. But when it comes to setting up their OSs, OpTic has the superior strategy.
Green gun comes through. And OpTic, they just kind of need to play this one slow, works together and get the kills. They only need 2 more to stay in the competition and force a game number 6. Remember, guys, they do need to clear out this entire series to force a second best of 7. OpTic, they are hanging by a thread, but they're still in this one. They answer back in game 5. And we roll on into a game number 6. Regret TS will go their way 50-41. Man of the hour, Dave. Frosty, 17-9. In a time to step it up, to stay alive, he did exactly that. What an unbelievably good performance.
Yeah, you were calling him out earlier saying you didn't see the numbers that you've seen from Frosty in the past. And right there, he did it when they needed it most.
You can take a look at that kill feed yourself and run through and see the ups and downs. And it kind of shows you how Regret TS did go, but it's not over yet. We're not out of the woodwork. We've still got to keep going. OpTic have got a long way to go. They have to win 2 more games, 2 more maps to force that second best of 7. My name is Sims. This is David Walsh. Thank you so much for joining us today here at the Halo World Championship 2018 Orlando Open Grand Finals. Splyce versus OpTic Gaming. OpTic Gaming are currently making that elimination bracket run, and honestly, who would have thought we'd be saying that here this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was strong. So I was telling earlier that if you had asked us casters who are going to be in the finals before we started this tournament, every single one of us would have put OpTic in there. You have to, based on the past of Halo 5 tournaments. You have to give them the credit.
I keep saying this, and it sounds repetitive, but there's a reason this team is a back-to-back, 2-time World Championship team. And this is exactly why, because it's just a formidable force that does not go down without a fight. Royal 2's POV, we're kicking things off. It's game 6, 3-2. Splyce, they're looking to seal this one out, but OpTic, they're looking to keep in with it. Let's just kind of run this one through, Dave. I think this will be a much more passive game, a bit of a slower paced game.
However, great job by OpTic securing bottom center immediately. One of those dangerous strongholds when a lot of these players are jockeying for top positions and trying to get the upper hand in those spots. Snakebite's not afraid to grab that camo, just dive in bottom center and get it. However, he doesn't realize he's being captured right below him. Splyce somehow sneaking bottom center stronghold. Trying to see what he's going to do in this situation. It looks like he's going to go trade kill for kill as he takes out Eco, but is also answered by the young gun, Shotzzy. Shotzzy not letting go of bottom center, though. He's not afraid to contest it. And look at this maneuverability in a situation where a player from OpTic is just calling Shotzzy down in bottom center. Shotzzy clambers up on top and moves on over to the nest.
We'll see the defense coming through. Snakebite will fall. Moving over to Eco's POV now. Going to check out S4, just working his way around, checking that radar. Sees the guy crouching in the corner, trying to capture his shield back, but the bullets are coming through from behind, down in light rifle tunnel, trying to stay alive here. Sneaks up on the car. Both of them will be backing up in there, but they're actually going to continue, and they're actually going to turn face on bottom mid, so easy kills for them as he picks that one up, turns another one. Whoa! Someone just comes flying through out of nowhere, and that's an easy kill for him. So he's going to turn 2 on that one, pick up the double kill as well, and they'll continue ticking these points through, Dave.
I'm starting to notice some trends here from Shotzzy. Every single time he gets towards that bomb center area, he likes to do that clamber. Yes, we know that's a route many players will take. However, once you see a player do it that many times, it becomes a pattern and something that you can react to around. I'm sure after this tournament, OpTic are going to do their homework, regardless of how this tournament turns out, and know how to react to when Shotzzy is in that position.
Lethal answers back on Yard, and now he looks straight down the barrel of the gun. He sees people moving, excuse me, from around that bottom corner. Looking for more who want to try and challenge here on bottom mid, but he's got to be careful because at the moment, if you're looking at the kill feed, his teammates are just dying around him, so he does force back onto driveway. More than likely, we'll see Splyce get the resets, misses a few shots, and unfortunately, it's going to be Eco comes round, ends his life.
And those are tough situations because Lethal, he wisely backed down. He realized bottom center was not a good time to go, so he reverts back up through driveway, going back to a spot where he considered safe, over at the yard, and gets met by Eco. Just so much pressure from this Splyce side.
Oh, Frosty did get a beautiful perfect fight for the melt, but whiffed a few shots and he went down. Snakebite in the kill feed's got a double kill of himself. Shotzzy come in and answers that one back, and he picks up a double, so they are answering back 2 for 2 here. Meanwhile, all this is going on, Dave. Just look at Splyce's time. He's just continuously ticking and ticking and ticking. Every time OpTic, they'll pick themselves up a stronghold. Splyce just rotate on them and just take it back.
Yeah, it's just so tough because in a situation like this is where stats can be deceiving. Right now, Splyce could easily be going even in slays or maybe slightly negative. However, they're the ones that are putting points up on the board.
The big play right now is exactly what Renegade's doing. He's completely and utterly by himself, single-handedly locking down Cafe. He's got a shotgun, he's tagging people across the map, he's locking down that route through to try and get to bottom mid. And now again, look at the rotation, Dave. OpTic answer back, they take across at nest, but Splyce push forward and say, okay, well, we'll take you out then.
Yeah, that's a great trade to make in many situations because what it does is it puts OpTic in a difficult decision-making point. Basically, what they have to do is they say, all right, do we go back and try to 4v2 collapse these players on yard and get those kills? Or since we've already committed to the center of the map, do we stay here in the center of the map? And right there, OpTic decided to go towards the center of the map. I do agree with that situation, though. I do agree with OpTic's choice to go to the center because you eventually want to get control control of bottom center and nest.
It just feels like OpTic can't get the Slays right now, and this is why Splyce have been allowed to move between Stronghold back and forth, back and forth. If you want to take control of all three, or at least turn the tables on your opponent, you need to have them dead. You need to have them in the respawn screen, and then you've got to make your move. And honestly, OpTic just don't have that breathing room to do it, Dave. Every time they try and do something, Splyce are doing something else in the background, preparing for it.
Yeah, and here we go once again. OpTic is getting control of bomb center, but that yard, that position that they held for a little bit longer, is now gone. So even though they got control of bomb center, even though they have control of camo, points are still going on the board for Splyce.
Continuously chasing their tails. That's all OpTic are doing right now. They have no real answer for Splyce. They stopped this one for now, and PJ, this is a fantastic play. He's got the camo, so passive with the shotgun. He can hold them back for a few minutes here potentially and get some more points on the board.
And I wonder if that was Shotzi again, who got in towards that bomb center area, realized it was contested, and just clambered up on out of there. That seems to be a staple of this Splyce gameplay.
All right then, here we go. Now we're getting a foothold on this map. Triple cap may come into effect any second. Total control, there it is. We're going to get him 2 points a time this time, as opposed to one when you do have two plots. Royal 2, green gun in hand. The second he walks away from that, yeah, that may have been an unfortunate grenade there on his teammate. Eco picks up a double, banks off the back of it. Nice angle on the driveway, tags up one, goes for the one-on-one engagement, but a grenade comes through. Renegade's got his number. Read it like a book, knew exactly where we were going to be. Oh, man, the total control that OpTic had, Dave, it's gone.
Yeah, it didn't last long, and you notice how they tried to force it again. As soon as you saw Splyce revert back toward Jar, they had 2 or 3 members in there. OpTic tried to force that fight. They did not want to try to hold to a 2-cap setup for 50 or 60 points. They wanted to pressure that 3-cap setup and just try to get Splyce rattled.
Enemy team about to win. And I tell you what, if you're OpTic Game and you're hearing that in your ears, that's not a good thing, because if Splyce do win this, they take home the check, they take home the championship, and 25,000 pro points heading to that Columbus North American regional event. OpTic, they have paused it for a second. They're going to get some more points going. I love the position from Frosty. He's just sitting here, he's just chilling for a little bit of a while. He's got this camo. More a defensive play. I appreciate it, I respect it, Dave.
Yeah, one of the things that's also crazy here is how much these points are going to come into effect for an event like Columbus. Because beforehand, it used to be a situation where OpTic didn't matter who they played. There was maybe 1 or 2 threats against them. Now there's so many other teams. Looks like OpTic are finally putting some more points back on the board, and Frosty does get that kill, but unfortunately loses that camo.
Oh no, the shotgun comes through. We're just ticking this one down, guys. They are literally 3 ticks away from walking away with this championship. Oh, it's been stopped. It's actually been stopped. There's still a sign of life here from OpTic Gaming. It all depends where they go. Can they continue this through?
Yes, and this is so tough right here. You can never count OpTic out, but look at all these strongholds. Every single stronghold has some sort of bar of contention on it. Looks like Splyce got a couple of kills. They got control of bomb center, but OpTic revert nest just at the last moment.
Oh my God, Dave, this isn't good. They're getting the turn on it once again. This is wild. This is absolutely insane. OpTic have got a triple. They've got total control.
And Shotzi wisely backs away, tries to go toward Jard, and realizes, hey, we need to stop this bleeding. Do not let this trip cap get out of hand.
Oh my. Oh my. I have no idea how this is going to play out. I just want to sit here and watch it, and I'm sure the people do at home as well. OpTic have literally got to play a perfect Halo. They can still do this, but it has to be textbook, kill for kill.
It was literally milliseconds away from at some point just taking up that next point as OpTic were able to revert over that last stronghold. And somehow, not even just getting that one, it wasn't like they just stopped the bleeding. They somehow turned that into a trip cap for a temporary period of time. OpTic cannot afford for a split second.
No!
This to go over. Huge one-on-one by Shotzi.
That's going to be it. They've actually transferred it.